professionalism is not about titles or qualifications.
Yes.
It's about consistency in character, in respect, and accountability, especially when no one's watching.
I fully agree. And particularly in our industry, we are selling promises.
Yes.
You're telling a client, you pay premium, we will pay you. This is what you're buying, we're going to do this. So I fully agree in our industry that is important.
Yes, fantastic.
This is Truth Be Told podcast. My name is Malim Toto Mwanza.
And I'm Charlene Kemara. You may call me Mama Bima Kenya. And on today's episode, are you ready to give flowers, Mali?
Sema.
We are joined by the chairperson. Okay, I like to say this young man is a vision bearer, vision carrier. The chairperson of the Association of Kenya Professional Insurance Agents, Mr. Clifford Ochieng himself. Karibu sana, Chair, to the podcast. Please meet our viewers and introduce yourself.
My name is Clifford Ochieng, the chairperson of the Association of Kenya Professional Insurance Agents, AKPIA.
Yes.
AKPIA is a membership-based association for professional insurance agents that was formed to bring together like-minded insurance agents to play the role of lobbying for the good of the agencies in Kenya. Yes.
Okay. So AKPIA, that's the acronym that you go by. Okay.
So what is AKPIA? Tell us in full, Chair.
AKPIA is the association. A stands for the association, K for Kenya, P for professional, I for agent, I for insurance agents.
Yes.
So the key word here is P.
Professional.
The P is the key.
A proud
professional
insurance agent
and a member.
And a member of AKPIA under the leadership of our chair. Okay. So now this has been a monumental week.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we saw the president assent to the
Insurance Professionals Bill.
Now
a law, which is now law.
Yes. So now, please tell us, what are your reactions to that, Chair?
I believe it's always good to bring out the true picture of what is trending in the industry. And I believe that once, as the leaders of the industry, we have to break it down to the members and even those people who are not able to read it as it is now. I'm glad to have participated in this bill from the beginning, from 2020, 2021. We have had meetings with the parliamentary committees on finance in 2021, chaired by the current Mhabei Governor Gladys Wanga and the team. And until the bill was taken back, AKPIA participated, and we told the parliamentarians, that's insurance agents, we are not consulted. So as stakeholders, we had to get the consent and we had to be part and parcel of this bill. And it was brought back for the agents' input. We did give our input. And initially, the insurance agents have been left in the back burner of industry negotiations.
Unfortunately, so for so long.
So we believe that for us to get into that table, it comes at a cost. And you see now when the bill was passed, if you look at it, it's going to come at a cost to the agents. Because when you request for to be included in the table of negotiations, there must be something you're coming with, and you have to be part and parcel of that. So we believe that I will break it down on the areas that needs to be addressed from this discussion.
Okay. So you've mentioned, or you actually have gone into it. Before we get, why did it take that long? You say 2020 to date. Why has it taken that long?
Being a key stakeholder in the insurance industry, when we got wind of the bill being discussed in Parliament, it was a private members bill. It was by the Mr. Washiali. It was Mr. Washiali bill, but it was now it was turned to a government bill after all the stakeholders were involved. We realized that insurance agents, we're about 14,500 according to the AIRA data. That is at December 2024.
14.5?
14.5.
Okay.
That is the number from the AIRA data. That is by close of December 2024.
Okay.
There is a current registration that is ongoing. We don't have the numbers, but according to the data that is at AIRA, 14,000 agents could not be left in this important bill. So we believe, we thought it was wise for us to give our input because it was going to affect us, insurance industry stakeholders. especially on the professionalism,
Yes.
on the part that they said that as they're creating this bill to professionalize the insurance industry. Insurance agents play an important role. So if the role is not, if we are not involved in this decision, we will be at the policyholder compensation. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We have also, when initially they said that insurance agents are not professionals.
We are professional.
And no, that's a perception as well. It's a perception. But it's good to know that yes, they are part of the professional people in the country. Yes.
So when this bill was brought, when we looked at it, we realized that it's going to affect us as insurance agents.
Yes.
Then as an association, we are stakeholders. We are the foot soldiers.
Yes.
The first line of defense, the insurance industry. Before it comes to regulations, because we deal with the clients directly. And the clients are not just people we sell to.
Yeah.
These are individuals who belong to different sectors.
Yes.
And by understanding insurance, we are trusted. We as insurance agents, we are trusted with passing the information to them. So we felt like, why don't they involve us as agents?
Yeah.
So we wrote to Parliament, and the bill was brought back for the inclusion of all the stakeholders.
Yes.
Then the second episode, it was also taken to the president for accent, and we realized that there are some parts that were not included as per the committee's recommendations.
Yes.
So the President Uhuru rejected that bill. On the first when it was taken to the president rejected it because there were some clauses that were removed.
Okay.
So we felt like, why don't we be honest with ourselves as insurance stakeholders? Because we want this bill, and now you look at it from the CPDs that are being included, insurance agents, like the perception that you have. The perception has always been insurance agents are just salespeople.
Yes.
But we had to change that narrative because in AKPIA you see the word P.
Yes.
Meaning standing for professionals.
Yes.
So when the industry thought that these people should not be included, we felt like we are part and parcel of this.
Yeah.
So the professionals bill
Yes.
has been passed is now a law, and is going to affect us, and it's going to change how we are going to operate as insurance agents, and also the insurance industry itself.
Okay.
Yes.
And also break it down in the next question, where how it's going to be implemented in phases.
Actually, tell us now, you can break it down for the everyday broker agent. How does this bill affect or impact the work that you do?
And also, this is where we also make a rallying call for anyone who's watching this. Please share this video with your favorite insurance agent.
Yes.
Please share this if you're an agent. Please share this in your WhatsApp group,
Yes.
with your other colleagues. I think Chair is here to really help us understand.
Yeah.
Because I must tell you, Chair, I didn't even know that this was happening behind
The scenes. Yes.
and
yes,
that's
yes.
why the role that you play as the chair of AKPIA is very, very important. I mean, I think I just wake up and go about my work, wake up, go about running my agency, but I'm not as conversant with what are the things that could affect even the way I do my business. So to have you there and other leaders like within AKPIA, literally going and challenging, even writing to the president and probably saying, this was left out. Please do not assent to that. And ensuring that the bill that finally lands on the president's desk is something that is clean and then it goes into law. I think this is also a moment for us to really thank you for the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Maybe what are the top?
Yeah, what are the top 3 things
Yes.
an everyday agent or broker can take from this bill? How does it impact them?
You see, according to the insurance laws, we argued that the minimum qualification for an agent is COP. That is the minimum that is required for you to be a salesperson.
Yes.
Then when we requested to be called professionals, the minimum qualification to be called a professional in the insurance industry is a diploma in insurance.
Ah.
So anybody, the entry level is just, COP is just the entry level, the basics of the insurance. Then when you have the diploma, is now you can be considered a professional. Then we argued that now the professionalism for the Insurance Institute has been there for the years.
Okay.
It was just registered as a society. It was an associate of the London Insurance Institute.
Yes.
And also when it was a branch in Kenya, then it was licensed in Kenya by the Registrar of Societies to professionalize, to train the insurance professionals. You realize that insurance industry had been infiltrated by non-insurance players. So you realize that maybe a CEO is an accountant. So the insurance industry needed to be led by insurance people. So that is one of the reasons why this bill was being pushed, that insurance industry belongs to the insurance people. Just with all due respect to the group CEOs who are bankers and accountants.
Yes.
And so the insurance industry felt there are many qualified insurance professionals who are not
getting
employed in the opportunities in the industry.
Yes.
So that is one of the reasons why it was put in place. And also it was IRA is a supervisor of the insurance industry. So this the Insurance Institute bill was just to make sure that we have qualified people to run the insurance industry, to do away with the quacks. And there's a lot of there are a lot of people who masquerade as insurance people. They go out there and destroy the good image of the insurance industry. So when there's a misrepresentation, there's nobody who is held accountable.
Yes.
It's more like you started the discussion.
Yes.
It's more of accountability and also owning the industry from the insurance professionals' perspective.
So now, Chair, there's something that, and I'm concerned as a professional insurance agent. Yes. So now you've talked of like minimum qualification for you to be considered a professional is the diploma.
Yes, a diploma.
Yeah. Now, what does that mean for we current professional insurance agents whose primary certification is the
COP
or the COP? And for purposes of those who may not understand what COP means, it stands for Certificate of Proficiency. And in the past, this has been handled by the College of Insurance.
Yes.
So what are some of the changes we'll start to see? Will we need to go back to school? Will the number of years that we have been practicing also factor in here? Like a six-year-old Charlene in the insurance business. Does that count for something?
Yeah.
Or do I really need to go back to college and do my diploma? At the same time, Chair, I'm keen to know with the creation of this Institute of Insurance, professionals in Kenya. Does it mean what happens to College of Insurance? Because we have a soft spot for COI. Yes.
I think the status quo remains.
Yes.
The minimum qualification remains to be the COP and ECOP. I had a chat with the director of the College of both the director of the College of Insurance and also the director of the Insurance Institute, and we asked that question.
Yes.
What is going to happen to the qualifications that we have as agents? We have insurance sales is more of an art than a science.
Yeah.
So when you find as insurance agents, we have so many people who are qualified who have diplomas, but they're not salespeople. We have salespeople who don't have that diploma, but they're very successful, and the people reach out.
Amazing.
Correct.
Yes.
So I think as there's a grace period for 3 years. For me, I will go for I'll challenge agents to go for those papers.
Yes.
But also, when we talked to the director, I asked her what happens. As you all know, laws are progressive. Laws don't affect what is already there as a status quo.
Yes.
So we asked, how long is it going to take for us to be qualified, or this one takes effect immediately? Then that was where the association comes in, and we asked them that. Is it going to be effected immediately, just like the renewals of the licenses that we were told that we are renewing in September? You needed to be compliant with the 1, 2, 3. So they said that it's going to be 3 years. It's going to be 3 years, but we are still going to because there are structures that are existing.
Yes.
We don't have to kill the existing structure. When it's not broken, we don't have to mend it.
Yes.
We have just to look at it from the agent's perspective. As a salesperson, what is it that motivates me to sell? Is it the papers? Is it the papers, or is it the ability to reach out and sell the right products? Get the right people? Because our participation, you see, like the insurance agents' contribution is about 58% of the industry premiums. That cannot be wished away just by the new law and just a change of status quo or trying to align with the new qualifications. I believe that as insurance agents, we still have a role to play, and our role cannot be wished away. And we have to come together and realize that the industry needs to understand the operation of the agent.
Yeah.
We are self-employed professionals
On commission.
on commission.
Zero retainer.
Yes. So
Yes.
if this comes to pass, they need to listen to our side, how we do our business. And then input it as the good thing is that we participated in that in the enactment of that bill, and I am glad that for the first time the insurance agents were being consulted
Yes.
and being invited in the table of negotiations, which never happened before.
And I salute you for that, Chair. I cannot, and I keep repeating this, I think people do not see that bit of you have lobbied so much to get a seat on those tables to a point where even if they passed something and Clifford did not participate in that, or AKPIA was not consulted, and probably other associations, maybe like from the broker's side, then it doesn't have the legitimacy, that otherwise it carries when you've been consulted. Thank you for that. Thank you for fighting for that seat, especially on that table where different stakeholders are having those conversations that affect us as agents.
That's good.
Yes.
And I actually, to borrow this from my former CEO, saying,
Yes.
what are you doing to be part of the table? Because most of the time we just complain of things, and even laws, that even at national level.
Yes.
What are you doing to be part of the policy makers and the policy changes? So thank you, Bwana Clifford. I will ask, what's the difference? Because now we have an Institute of Insurance Professionals.
Insurance Institute of Kenya.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
College of Insurance.
What is the difference between that and the IIK, the former Insurance Institute of Kenya? Does that change? Because now we have IIPK.
Yes.
And there was IIK.
Yes.
Yes.
You see, on transitions, every law calls for transition. It calls for time to be implemented.
Yes.
We are also asking on the implementation of the same, so that at least everybody is aligned with the going on in the industry.
Yes.
The Insurance Institute of Kenya initially used to license only insurance professionals, those people who were upgrading. You see, like the college handled ECOP, COP,
Yes.
and diploma.
Yes.
Then the Insurance Institute was supposed to pick it from there.
Okay.
That's now a minimum qualification for the level of CEOs,
Yes.
the business development manager, and those senior insurance players.
Yes.
So, with the coming of this new law, when the agents, the brokers, and all the other stakeholders have been bundled together to be part and parcel of these professionals,
Yes.
it means, initially we were left outside.
Yes.
But now we are inside
Okay.
as agents. Now, what is it that we are willing to compromise? What are we bringing to that table? Is it like we are going to maintain the status quo,
Yes.
or we are going to align with the current changes because we want it to be called professionals?
Yeah.
Yes.
So in that period, the 3-year window period that we have been given, how many people are going to have those crash courses? Because how many people? Because we have people who have done that diploma are not in the insurance.
Yes.
sales.
Yeah.
So as insurance salespeople, are we willing to be counted as part and parcel of this industry going forward, or will we be counted as mere statistics?
I am willing to be counted, as a professional. And I'll tell you, I know it may feel I have been marked timing to literally go and register for the diploma. I have wanted to do so. Before I came into the insurance business, I was on the CMA side, like the capital markets, and I went through the CC certification, the one for the Chartered Institute of Securities and Investments. And it just felt good to say, I am certified by CC, I'm an ISIFA associate, and of course, you come on the side of insurance, and yes, you do your COP, your certificate of proficiency, but there's still a part of me that yearns to understand the business at an even deeper level. Of course, experience should also count for something, really, Chair, okay? I don't know how they will I don't know if we'll be exempted from some from some papers or so. But I think even as insurance agents who are seeking and determined to be counted as professionals in the business, I think 3 years is good time for us to probably, accept and get back maybe into class, and get that diploma.
AKPIA has only been there for the last 6-7 years or so.
Yes.
The other players have been there since we came, and the agency business has been there. Initially, the biggest advantage or the plus to this is being in that bill. We are able to speak as part and parcel of the insurance industry. We are not being represented by other stakeholders. Initially, there are people who assume that agents are part and parcel of AKI. Insurance agents are independent business people.
Yeah.
And AKI here is Association of Kenya Insurers.
Yes.
Okay.
We represent the interest of the insurance companies.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for that distinction.
According to the Insurance Act, we are business partners. According to the Insurance Act, the definition of an agent and a broker, a non-salaried insurance person who, in the interest of commission, represents an insurance company.
Yeah.
An insurance broker represents the insurance customer. So our role, we are tied as part and parcel of the insurance company because as you know that you can never sue an agent, you sue the company. So that also gives us a leeway to, at least as we do our business, we cannot directly be held accountable. But the insurance company, that's the biggest part that we hold, the biggest part that ties us as insurance professionals. Now, as we have changes in the insurance industry, the changing consumers, the new generation customers, the new classes of insurance. You see, there are people, with all honesty and humility and all due respect to the qualifications and even the people who have been there for the many years as insurance agents. The insurance of today is not the same as the insurance of 20 years ago. There are people who did COP 20 years ago. Then they're still selling the same products of 20 years ago. The insurance companies are changing. The global, the current trends, and the emerging trends. So as insurance agents, we understand the customer. We are going to approach the more informed customers. Why don't we own and be so much enclosed in our industry that we understand insurance from sales to claims?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so but I agree because before the insurance agent just understands the selling of the product na anamalizia hapo na amepata commission na anaenda.
Yes.
So now we are saying we need to get to the whole ecosystem of the insurance business from the product to the claims.
Yes.
Okay.
And changing the narrative of insurance agents of the old to the business customer advisors on the products that are in the market. You see, insurance is a financial sector.
Yeah.
And the financial sector is a very sensitive sector.
Yeah.
And it calls for, I can quote laws in one of the countries that have I happen to be one of the advisors to the association, that is Uganda. If you go to the regulator, all bankers have been told to go and study insurance.
Oh, wow.
You understand the interest in the insurance industry, and even it's here in Kenya.
Yes.
If you see the interest, like you see with just to mention other intermediaries, the bank assurance, the brokers, the market penetration is at 2.43%. What happens to the other? Let me just use even 3%.
Yeah.
What happens to the
97?
Why do we focus so much on the 2.43? Let me just round it off to 3%, than the 97%. You look at the different products. We only sell motor, medical, and life. Motor is a government policy. It's a mandatory requirement.
Yeah.
Then we have other classes, and I think Charlene, the coming on board of the new generation insurance agents, the money markets, the equity funds, the balance fund. That is calls for a financial knowledge.
Yes.
So as insurance agents, my challenge is that we do it for our own good. The 3-year grace period is good enough for us to be compliant. We, however, as an association, and this is, I'm speaking to everybody who is listening to this. As insurance agents, let's take it as a challenge.
Yeah.
We've seen many professionals coming back to sell insurance. We've seen banks eyeing this market, buying the insurance companies, mergers and acquisitions everywhere. If you look at every insurance company, the biggest one have a bank which is affiliated to them. But is it the other way around? As insurance industry, are we really moving to other sectors? We were challenged that you go to a forum you find that the banking forum, you go to the engineers forum, and even when the government decisions are being made, you'll see bankers there strategically positioning themselves. Where are the insurance people?
So if I hear you, Chair, there's a compromise. You want to be on the table, you want to be considered a professional, then you also have to do something. You have to build yourself, you have to enhance your skills, you have to get to know more than you already know. Is that correct? Perfect.
Yes, but on that, Chair, please, na hapa ndipo tunasema masilahi yetu, you need to
Kujali
our
masilahi.
interests.
Yeah.
Because I'm here thinking, when I think of the diploma, okay, it takes
2 years.
2 years to do. Okay. So we are already in terms of 14,500, 300 or so agents in the literally serving the entire country. That's a very small representation already.
About 200 per, with the 56 insurance companies.
Yes.
Divide by that.
Yes.
I think it's about 200
Per insurance company.
insurance company.
Okay.
Yes.
You realize that these agents work across
Yeah.
different companies.
Yes. And if you were to compare that like with the Kenyan population, that should be, insured. That already tells you why we are at 2.43% penetration. But what I'm trying to drive at this point is we do not want to make it now hard for existing professionals to stay in the business. And number two, also for younger people who are also looking and saying, you know what, I feel there's an opportunity within this business. Because the one thing that I believe in is, I think our industry, a lot of, Kenyans have not yet seen just the opportunity that lies within the insurance industry. I have personally seen a young man who was working, say, as a hawker in town and, go to the College of Insurance, get his COP. And in no time, the young man is in the millions of shillings month on month in commissions, like taking home because of his resilience, because of his hard work, because of just how good he is in explaining and connecting with clients and so. So I think what I am trying to drive at this point, Chair, as AKPIA, we need to also ensure that this is not abused. It doesn't now become another hurdle that will be put within our space, either to kick people out, because we actually want to retain all the 14.5 thousand
And add more
agents and now just add more, into that basket. But also ensure, because some of the things now that are going through my head is, what will the cost be like?
Annually.
Like what will the cost be like of going for this diploma? How many agents can actually pay for themselves? Will it end up being another certification where maybe the reinsurer where you are tied and fine, we still have quite a number of agents who are tied. But then if say they even pay for you, then what's the implication of that? Because it's always felt like if you do, say, your COP, like when I joined the business, I didn't have money to pay for my own certificate of proficiency, COP. So I was paid for by the first insurance company that I got into. And Chair, this was before I met you and I knew that AKPIA is here to fight for my rights. When I was found to be selling for another insurance company, with the certificate, with the COP I had gotten and my license, I was literally kicked out and my commission was taken away from me. We call that kutolewa payroll. Nilitolewa payroll. At the time, I didn't even know what were my rights. How I wish I had known AKPIA at that point. I know I would have easily run to you and you would have represented me and ensured that sijanyanyaswa. But you see, please, as this is being implemented, what I'm trying to drive at is we still need to ensure that hopefully it doesn't become another, platform for lack of a better term, enslavement of agents and agencies. And that lack of sort of like autonomy and freedom and, to represent the different companies in the market.
I think when I started, I said that we don't have to be used as agencies for convenience of adding numbers.
Yes.
But the role we play as insurance agents need to be recognized as just You see, ours is not a job. It's a job.
A job. What's a
Your
job?
own business.
Ish.
Yes.
Be your own boss. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Be your own boss. Yeah.
Yes.
So insurance agents go out of the way to do some of these things. Customer advice, even building yourself from day one to the point that you become a professional insurance person who is inspiring generations and the next generation of insurance agents. The industry needs to sit down and understand the operation of the agencies.
Yes.
We are not employees of insurance companies. We are our own bosses. And we are licensed as insurance business people. We partner with the insurance companies. This is not to say that we don't need each other. The fact is that we also need to be understood from where we come from as insurance agencies. What are the challenges we have as agencies? What are some of the opportunities are there that are there continuous trainings that are being offered apart from us being sent to the field to sell, which we continuously do to ensure that our portfolios are big enough to sustain us.
Yes.
So I think the insurance industry, the College of Insurance, all the insurance stakeholders, including the IRA, should sit down again on the implementation of this new law. Because implementing it blanketly, I will quote you, it will just jeopardize what already has been achieved. Through the COP and the ECOP, which has made it easier. Like Mali said, somebody comes from you recruit an agent down there, comes and make it big on sales. I think you're the one who said that, Shalini said that. So as an industry, they also need to understand what we do. What are the challenges we go through as insurance agencies? When you talked about, takes me back to the AKPIA provisional license, which was discontinued. You see, now an agent must go through the ECOP, which they have to pay for themselves. When we joined, it was a bit easier. 17 years ago, I've been in the industry for 17 years.
At that time, the insurance company would pay for the agent to come on board, and they get a provisional license from the Association of Kenya Insurance.
Yes, that is the 12-month provisional license. It was discontinued due to some reasons which I won't quote here. I was not party to that. So AKI and AKPIA tried petitioning IRA to bring it back because of the nature of our business. There are many people who are products and products of the how do you call it? The certificate, the
provisional license.
So most of us did qualify because of that provisional license. As you said, as an association, that is the role of an association. And I call on all agents, they should not look associations as just another party in the industry.
Or a political
party. We have come from far. And I will quote that again. Insurance agents have to wake up and smell the coffee. The industry is moving on. We contribute 57%. Not as individual agent, but collectively. So I will go back. You cannot succeed as an individual. Let's get out of the groupthink and think on our businesses as individuals. As insurance agents, the future is brighter. But again, we have to be willing to be part and parcel of that conversation.
Yes, and I really love that, Chair. Let me just give a brief story on how I came to be part of AKPIA. My good friend, I call her Angie Sweetie of Invana Insurance Agency. She was the first person who actually told me about AKPIA, and she invited me to a breakfast. You had hosted us literally at the Radisson Blue in Upper Hill. It was like, what? Rukuni wapi? And I got into that breakfast meeting, and I got to see all the legends that I had heard of in the business. That was the first time I saw Ken Cairo of Dawit Insurance Agency. We've had him before. I saw Matthew. It was my first time seeing Matthew. I had heard about him for about 2 years. I had, all these crazy things of this top performer. I saw him in person. I got an opportunity to even greet him. That was also the year I attended the conference down in Mombasa. And for the first time, you get into a conference where you are with like 200 plus professional, seasoned agents, people who've been doing this for 20, 30 years, others also, of course, 10 and also younger ones. But the camaraderie, what is it called?
Camaraderie.
Like, even I, who was probably 2 years into the business, I finally felt at home. I felt listened to. I would, after the conference, you go to hangouts in the evening to have tea, and you're just there in the tables. You are so quiet because you can't even add to the conversations that are happening there. But for the first time, you see people like Charles Maitho, in person, of Universal Marketing.
Thiongo.
And yes, and Dan Thiongo of MTN. And these are people I had only seen a little bit, seen their brand, say, on social media, but to finally have an opportunity to sit next to them, to finally even ask questions, and you see even just how willing they are to nurture, to educate, to even hold your hand. From that first conference we had at the coast, literally when we came back, you finally feel like you're part of this. When you call Ken Cairo, he peaks because he also feels, this is a younger, say, mentee of mine from AKPIA. Agents in our business, please explore, the professional associations that we have, in the industry. And I highly recommend AKPIA. I have seen just the growth that myself, my friends, because I bring everyone,
Yes.
need to join AKPIA. You need to join AKPIA. This is Chair's number. This is Clifford's number. Ongea na yeye. It's a membership association. But I can tell you the conversations that happen there, the camaraderie, I can't get that one. Let me call it the comradeship. The comradeship that you also feel, and that sense of family.
Belonging.
And belonging.
Yeah.
The realization that if I am struggling, say, into going into the SME market, I can actually call Charles Maitho, and he gives me an opportunity to go sit down with him in the office, and he literally gives me like a 2-hour crash program on how to go into that business, on what to be on the lookout for, who are the key stakeholders when I'm approaching a corporate, how to go about, how to build those relationships, how to do the follow-ups and so on. I mean, it is so much value. And you also get a chance now to also give back, to educate, to handhold. So for every agent out there watching this, I think joining AKPIA really, a year down the line, you'll be like, why didn't I know? Yeah, so fantastic job. And that's why I say you are a vision bearer, vision carrier, and you are doing a fantastic job, Chairman.
Yeah.
Yes.
You remind me of a verse, Charlene.
Yes.
It says, my brothers throughout the world are going through the same sufferings. You get to understand when you're together, then you get to understand that I'm not alone in this.
Yes.
That the problems I'm facing, someone else might be facing.
Yes.
And there's power in numbers.
Yes.
If the 14,300 agents can speak in one voice, you can imagine the change that can be there. But if it's just siloed conversations of different people wanting to change, then it won't work. So there needs to be this camaraderie that is there.
Yes.
Tell me, Chair, we've talked about the change in terms of the qualifications and the costings and all. What about regulation-wise? How are we going to now protect the consumer through this professional act in terms of disciplinary and the role of the professionals association now to the agents?
Actually, speaking on behalf of AKPIA, I believe that the future is brighter for the agencies doing the right thing. You see, we have come of age, and we just need to stop. We are not going to use the term kutetea agents. We are not, and as we are not a union, but we are going to sit with the decision makers and ensure that agents' interests are on the table. Like we don't operate in isolation as insurance agents.
Yeah.
We partner with all the industry players, like-minded. I like using that like-minded industry players because underwriter A, underwriter B, underwriter C are all being served by the same agents.
Yes.
Insurance agents who are licensed by the IRA.
Yes.
So one of the things I would say is that all agents must be licensed with the regulator to ensure that is the number one step to professionalism, compliance. Because even as an association, we don't onboard non-licensed agents. So I would say, as an industry, and for the agency, speaking on behalf of the agencies and the members, I can speak authoritatively and say, because AKPIA sits on those tables of decision making, we sit with the brokers, we sit with the AKI, we sit with the regulator. And when there is an issue, and I will tell you, Charlene, you've seen there's a big difference. Initially, when we started, there were a lot of complaints about commissions, delay.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was being a bit of being shortchanged by underwriter A, B, C. And I think those are things that we passed and it's no longer there. We handle it at the policy level.
Yes.
That just do the right thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was challenged by the regulator. Why do we keep on doing 1, 2, 3 things every day? Aki, when we sat with them, I kept complaining. Then they told us, you will do nothing. Every day will be like these cases will never end.
You'll just be putting out fires.
Yes. every day.
Fire 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Why don't we handle it at the policy level? Yeah, why don't we change it at the policy? Why don't you talk to the regulator?
Yeah.
Why don't you talk to the CEO? Why don't you be friends with underwriter B, C, D and
Yes.
tell them what you're doing is wrong? And this is coming from members. So I'm not here to represent myself. This is a complaint. Why don't you look for a way on how to handle it internally? Because you know how we operate. Because we've handled cases with you when you're on the other side. We first of all listen from the agent. Nowadays, we have gone to the extent of even listening from the client because of the bank assurance issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before I go to bank assurance, they will ask me, what is the client saying? Yes, and I look at it from the different angle. You call the client. If an agent agrees to give you the client, if the bank assurance refuses, I tell the bank assurance that this is wrong. This is against the regulation. Handle this case within the shortest time possible. Done. This is unethical. This is not a business, a good business. We have the Bank Assurance Act. We have the Insurance Act, and all of us are regulated under the Insurance Act. Insurance industry is a regulated industry, and we have to work within the confines of the Act. But when there is a conflict between the Act and the law takes precedence. So, as an agent, if you do the right thing, actually through phone calls, an SMS, a WhatsApp, we'll sort your issue, or an email.
Yes.
But if you are on the wrong, we also support what regulations say.
Yes.
You have to own up because it's a give and take.
Agreed.
We give to us the powers. We also have to honor what the law and the act says.
Okay. Before I ask you also now my final question. Okay, this is the second final question. I'm curious. Will we still be licensed by IRA ama sasa itakuwa IIPK?
Status quo remains.
Okay.
Yeah, the roles of IRA,
Yes, they remain.
they remain. They actually,
IIPK is certification?
it's just certification and also the professional aspect. You can
Yes.
still be a salesperson,
Yeah.
but career growth.
Yeah.
You see, this is a message to the unit managers, agency managers, and agents who aspire
To be those man.
to be those,
Yeah.
to be in those
Positions.
That's my interpretation.
Yes.
And I know Insurance Institute will watch this.
Yes.
Will separate
Yes.
what I'm saying, if it's the truth
Yes.
or it's just a creation of my stories. But
Yeah.
I know that College of Insurance should be doing the COP
Yeah.
and the diploma, and then
IIPK.
IIPK
Yeah.
will have to go
Certify that.
certify.
Okay. And I love it. Honestly, I see an opportunity for insurance professionals, especially an opportunity for career growth and also credibility.
That is it.
You get? Now, Chair, to my very last question. What is that one misconception that you find that people have about insurance professionals, that you would want to change? What is that key misconception that you find people have?
I will answer it in two ways. Number one, the insurance agents of today are not the insurance agents of yesteryears.
Yeah.
There's a lot of changes that most of the people coming into the insurance industry have other qualifications. They are coming to add into what they know because the industry needs people to take the message out there. We have the new generation agents who understands the new generation clients, and with the current changes and the future trends, the market is, insurance agents are all over the world.
Yes.
And all this have been happening everywhere. So as insurance professionals, like Shireen has called it, Shalin.
Yes.
Mama Bima. Yes.
Yes.
So I would, one of the issues we need to understand is there are also quacks who masquerade as professionals.
Okay.
So it's a challenge not only to the agents, but also to the underwriters who code and give them the opportunity to sell. We have to also maintain our standards. As a professional, Shalin, you want your name to be best among the few who do the wrong thing. You want to maintain your standards. So as an association, go for the professionalism aspect and also the implementers to understand that this has to be done from the agent's perspective too.
Yeah.
Yeah, what we do as insurance salespeople. Remember, like we started, we are not employees of insurance company. This is our business, and we are. By the time I come from my house to go and sell the products for company A or B, it means that I know what I want to get out of this.
Yes.
So I believe that the misconception that we are just statistics in the industry should be done away with.
Yes.
Yeah, we should not be counted as statistics, but we should be treated as part and parcel of the insurance ecosystem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. In my case, the final question. I believe this law will help to really rebuild the trust that has been there, that has been lacking in the industry. And I think we are doing a lot of work. It's good for people to see that there's a whole association that represents the agents. If they have an issue, they can also come. I believe the consumers can come to you as well.
They do.
They do. Okay, so it's not just the agents. That you can also help the consumers who are either impacted or affected by the intermediaries. What do you think the legacy is now for this law going forward? Do you think we are better placed? What do you think is the next steps?
To quote Shalin again, I will say that it should not be another avenue to just add in the as one of the laws that have been put in the industry. This should be impacting positively to ensure that even as agents, we are seen as the professionals that they deserve us to be. We should not be professionals on paper, but on the other side, we are left to do things on our own. I will, with all honesty and humility and with all due respect to everybody, I don't think there are so many underwriters who do continuous trainings on products. Most of the time we do commercial training on incentives and what is going to improve my books.
Okay.
Yes. But we need to go back. How many products are we launching in the market? How are we taking it to the agents? Is it just like sell this, get this? With just to add, to be honest, as agents, sometimes we sell for commission.
And we move.
But we need to
survive.
We need to survive. That is a fact. And that is what people don't want to say. But also, the industry must understand that we also need those continuous product trainings, capacity building. Most of the time, like, we need to survive. I will sell to earn.
Yes.
And like you said, as an association, how many times do clients come to us to ask, like, misrepresentation, mis-selling, and also creating products that doesn't even exist? And
Mauza hewa.
Yes. We don't. Okay, because I'll quote it openly because I'm in leadership, and I have to say from the agent side, and also the underwriters can speak on their own behalf because I don't speak on their behalf, or the brokers. Like I would add on to what the issue of incentives overrides, which was declared illegal by the regulator.
Yes.
And we have made submissions. We have sat as intermediaries and sat with AKPIA, the board, to come up with a solution, not looking at it from the point of gaining, but also as at the point of profit sharing. To address the regulator and tell them the regulator understands, they know these things happen, but they issued a circular in March saying that is an illegality. So which way forward? as intermediaries. Which way forward as underwriters?
Yes.
Because this is not something created by the agents. It's just a way of telling me to sell more,
Yes.
to earn more. And if I sell more, I need that.
I should be incentivized.
It's in the word. It's incentive.
Yeah, so let's get that out. What the regulator is trying to tell us, the industry associations, this is an illegality. What do you think? Because it has been brought to us. We know it's happening. And we issued a circular. It is wrong. Like working with an unlicensed agent, is wrong.
Yeah.
But just to protect themselves, and also you as an agent and the associations, how do you participate in protecting your members? They are just challenging us to come up with something to challenge them also. Why is it that this is happening? Just give us reasons why we need to.
Wow.
Thank you, Chair, for
Thank
everything
you.
that you do.
Yes.
Now, before we really sign out, I think our time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really great conversation. Thank you so much, Chair. Now, for an agent who's out there, okay, how can they reach you? How can they register into AKPIA? By the way, please karibu to AKPIA, especially at AKPIA. You'll even have unfiltered access to Mama Bima. That is what we do in AKPIA. We mentor, we handhold, and it's not just me. You will meet the most amazing independent agents. I know I just mentioned a few, but AKPIA, it's how many members do we have so far, Chair?
In our database, we have about 4,000.
Yes.
But the active ones are about 700.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, we need to grow
That's
this
the number
numbers.
of the last 2 years.
Yes.
Because we changed the registration system.
Yes,
and
yes,
most of the requirements.
Okay, so tell us, for somebody who's watching out there and would want to be a part of AKPIA, what is that process like and how can they reach you?
I believe that in every organization, there must be processes. As AKPIA, we went paperless. Our registration is fully online, digital. Yes.
You say?
So one of the things you need to do is just to visit our website, which is
Yeah.
www.akpia.co.ke,
Yeah.
or you just search AKPIA on the net. Then you will find the registration process. We have an end-to-end, up to the payments system that will guide you to the end. You get your membership number, you make the payments, and then you'll automatically become a member of AKPIA.
What are the payments like, Chair, please? For interest of somebody who's
Currently
watching.
is because we added an embedded benefit of group life cover,
Yeah.
which is AKPIA is the first associations to make it
Oh, wow.
mandatory for all members to belong to. Once you belong to this association,
Yes.
you enjoy the group life cover.
Yes.
We noted that agents are always forgotten. We do our business, but you say, like, why don't we negotiate with one of the insurance companies and come up with a cover that protects the members,
Yes.
the spouses,
Yes. The children
the children, and the parents.
and
parents-in-law.
parents-in-law.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. So when we negotiated for that, we believe that we are getting out of this era of WhatsApp contributions.
Yes. Yes.
If the power of numbers,
Yeah.
if we have something that is up, if something has, we are the sellers of these risks. We are the people who go out there
Yeah.
To sell the solutions.
to sell the solutions. Why is it that when we lose one of us, we have to start with from a WhatsApp group?
Yes.
And sometimes the new agents or the agents are not well connected as the old agents who have access to this.
Yeah.
So the minimum, we say that why don't we protect the new agents to also protect them from these sufferings that come after we lose.
Bereavement.
Yeah. After, you see, there's a time that as agents, everybody is going through, you quoted, everybody is going through a challenge. But when
Yeah.
you're in a community,
Yes.
it helps you minimize the impact.
Yes.
So we say that instead of creating WhatsApp groups after God forbid those what we sell happens, why don't we have a cover for all of us
Okay.
Wow.
and a negotiated medical cover to
Yes.
members?
Yes.
So how much does the membership cost?
The membership is
Membership alone first?
the membership. I will start with the lowest, 1,000 shillings with a 2,400 annual fee. That is 3,400.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is 3,400.
Yes.
And the group life cover once you join,
Yes.
it's automated in the system. You'll have to choose when you're registered.
Yes. And I hope you heard that. So the 1,000 is a registration fee, Chair. Literally, annual membership in AKPIA is 2,400. Then now you pay for the group life.
Yes.
I am proud to say I renew my membership so early, by the way. Chair has never, the office has never followed me to ask, because I see the value.
Yeah.
To be able to have a group life cover as an agent and be able to cover my spouse, my child, my parents and parents-in-law, fantastic job. And to also be able to be on the group medical scheme, fantastic things happening at AKPIA. And membership starts from 2,400. What's your reason? What is the reason of not being part of AKPIA?
And not to forget,
Yes.
this is a gateway. AKPIA is a gateway to many opportunities and networks within the industry.
Yes.
Because we have access. If you see how we have our discussions, we have regional groups, like all the regions, Nairobi, Kisumu, Mombasa,
Yes.
Nairobi, Meru, and Nyeri.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
Eldoret too. So what is discussed, agents have to get this information from AKPIA easier than waiting. We have independent agents who don't have access to this, the company emails and communication. So through AKPIA, agents are able to get real-time information,
Yes.
a single source information center for insurance agents.
Fantastic.
Oh, thank you, Bwana Chair. It has been a pleasure to discuss the Insurance Professionals Act 2024 bill.
No, law.
Law. It's now a law.
Yes.
It was a bill. Now it is a law.
Yes.
Fully assented to in 2024. Just recently signed. It was a 2024 bill signed in 2025.
Yes.
So hope you can check that out. Please, if you want more information, you can also go online and just read the whole bill for yourself. There are many things that we haven't covered here today.
Yes.
But we're grateful that we've had the chair of the Association of Kenya Professional Insurers.
Yes.
Agents.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming and joining our Truth Be Told podcast as well. I'm your host, Malim Toto Mwanza.
And I'm Charlene Kimara. You may call me Mama Bima Kenya. And until next time,
Stay insured.